So it all started with this strange animal showing up at the porcupine den. What the heck is that? Nobody ever knew that a big, I mean really big, snapping turtle lived out there on the prairie on this private ranch. And now, look, there are two of them in there. Can you see the one in the back? I started looking closer at my footage. I never knew any of this existed out there. These turtles live in that pond. We saw them later on mating. There are also little turtles that were living in. You see those little tiny heads sticking up? There's one on the left, and there was one just dove under on the right. We had 5 of those in there last year. Those are painted turtles. They're much smaller. They get up to about 30 years old. A really cool observation that the big snapping turtle loves being bombarded by hail. It probably helps clean off some algae, we wondered. Comes out in rain all the time. I sped this up a little. The raccoon is fishing, but you can see that little turtle hump over there, right underneath what I wrote. And this turtle, I'm thinking a female, is actually sunbathing. I sped this up a little bit too. They don't move quite as fast. And is moving back into the water. Now it gets a bit dicey. The big blue heron shows up. Herons are prolific hunters, and they will actually eat turtles, but not the big ones. I don't think he wants to dare with this one. And the turtle right there, that hump, doesn't really mind. They don't say much to each other. Now, there's a little hump in there. There's a turtle underneath, and the heron doesn't quite know what it is. So it comes back and steps on it, sinks in, and now it gets kind of confusing. What is this? Hold on, this gets real interesting now. After that, the turtle, who had buried itself way underneath in the mud, comes out, makes this big track. You can see it over there. You see that hump? That hump has a whole ton of mud on it. The turtle just came out of its mud hole, is moving to deeper water, but it won't last very long. The turtle now has to look for survival. The next time we came out, all we saw were tracks in the water, big tracks. And that was the last we ever saw of the turtles. The pond dried up on August 20th, and it was dry all winter, and the cracks were down deep. The cracks were down up to almost 2 feet deep later in the season. We saw no sign of a turtle. We saw a few leopard frogs on the side that were still hiding in the grasses, but the turtles were gone. And you must stay tuned, because there's a fascinating second story to this. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe below.